Hello everybody, welcome to Formula Velocity's VTC series, and we are here in the Nürburgring GP layout, and it is going to be starting this race for round 4 of the championship, and it is not going to be lights out just then, but we're going to wait and hold the line until it's 3 minutes 50, and it's going to be lights out and away we go. And I didn't actually record qualifying, but I'll show you my fastest lap because that beat my qualifying lap. But as you can see here, Hayden looks down the inside briefly, but then you can see Cardew just taps me there, and Hayden and me get Forza glued together, and I go onto the grass. And this has not been a good start to my first race here, as I almost dropped down to last, just with Pixels just behind me there, fortunately, so I don't go to last place. But shocking opening lap and lap 1 here, considering I did get pole by around about, I want to say 0.5 seconds at least. I want to say, I think or maybe 0.3, I'm not sure, but I did feel very confident around this circuit compared to the other competitors. As you can see here, Hayden's going to try and go down the inside of Frisch, but he gets a little bit too excited in the power and he goes onto the gravel there, and I actually go into the back of my championship rival here, GGA Hayden, as we're going to go wheel to wheel, and I'm going to go down the inside of this hairpin here, and it is a pretty nice move that puts us up into 5th place, as we're now on the back of Frisch. But we do have the Schumacher S coming up, and actually here on the first lap I do make a bit of a mistake there. I get a little bit too much curb then, I get spitted out, and I lose a lot of time, and as you see, Hayden just passes me straight away pretty much. But it's not all over, as Unku, you can see there, locks up his tyres and he makes quite a big mistake. So we're going to go around the outside of this corner here. Quite a bold move, as there is a little bit of contact and sparks do fly, but we do make that move work. So you can see a lap later, GGA Hayden goes onto the grass, and I almost follow him actually, but it is up another position for us as he just goes wide, and we are up into 4th place for this first race here, starting from pole, so we are making a recovery. Even though here, this is where our race started to really unravel, whereas in this race you do not need to make a pit stop, but as we're going to go here, we lock up our tyres, but that's fine. But you can see Cardew just hits the back of our teammate, and our teammate just doesn't really get the I didn't really anticipate his speed there, so I go pitting thinking, oh, that might be a caution or something, but there wasn't a caution, and B, I don't need to pit, so I didn't have damage. So that was just a very painful moment in the race where I just realised, why am I pitting? Because no one else pitted. So that was pretty much our race over, which was pretty annoying, considering I really want to make some inwards in the championship goals. But as you see here on the last lap, I do gain a lot of time to Pixels here. As he goes wide into turn 1, I'm going to try and go around the outside, of turn 2. There's a little bit of contact as he does run a little bit wide, but we do make the move fairly cleanly there. But 6th place, considering we start from pole position, and we did make our way up to 4th place at one point, is not where we want to be. But that was a bad call from the strategy. I mean, I just didn't really think about it. I just went into the pits. I just completely forgot about we don't need to make a pit stop, but that's how it is. But hopefully the second race, should be a lot better, as we're going to go across the line, and it is only 6th place for us as our rival Hayden in 4th place. But it's going to be lights out and away we go here, and we get a really good, nice launch there compared to Pixels, who is on reverse grid pole. So that's one advantage at least of mucking up the first race. We start really well in the second race. As you can see here, I get a pretty good run going into turn 1. I still have fairly cold tyres, but I do pretty good. I do quite well, just to make sure I don't get hit, and I don't actually get passed by the crews by once, which is quite nice. But we're just going to try and make sure our lap 1 is absolutely flawless, really, because I know we have the pace up front to just control the race, because we did get a pretty good pole position, and I did feel very confident, as I did say before. But I really just wanted to win this race, as I knew there was quite a lot at stake. But you can see already we've pulled about a 0.7 second advantage to Cardew, as we are going to pit on the end of the first lap, making sure that if there was a caution, we wouldn't be caught out. And there was a caution right now, as my rival Hayden and Unku both crash into the pit lane As you can see here, Formula Fish actually did jump us in the pit phase, our teammate, but he's not going to put up a bigger fight to us, as he knows we're, sadly for me, I was hoping he would be a little bit closer in the championship battle, but yeah, he's quite off the pace at the moment, sadly, Fish, but he is going to hopefully let us through, as going into turn 1, we do go down the inside of our goat Tiffy teammate. As you can see, Cardude actually sticks his nose down the inside there, which I wasn't best impressed of considering what happened in the first race, but I sort of just push him out wide here because I don't want anyone trying to do a dumb move around the outside there. As our teammate actually gives us a little bit of a nudge, but it's all good, as we are now actually really in control of the race, I feel, as we already got the gap up to around about 0.5, and our teammate behind is probably going to be the widest Australian I've ever seen for the majority of this race. Is actually, we go on to lap 6, we get the gap up to 1.5 seconds, which is quite a lot in these cars, but made quite a big mistake there, as actually Cardude actually disconnected, so it was quite a big lag spike for me, but you can't see it really in the footage, of course, but that's my racing driver excuse for making that big of an error, but we lose about 1 second there. So, hot lap masterclass with LS Carbon here. Right, so this is the best lap I did really during the weekend. I mean, I did a slightly better lap in qualifying. No, not qualifying, in practice, but we will go with it. So going to turn 1, you want to go into second gear, and you want to make sure you get a good apex there. As going into turn 2, you want to get a nice wide entry, and then going into turn 3, you want to go into second gear. Make sure you get quite a late apex here, so you can get a good run and a good angle going into turn 3, which is quite crucial, as there's almost a little bit of a straight going into turn 4 here, which it should be taken in 4th to 3rd gear. It doesn't really matter. I sort of just coasted this lap, and it kind of works. So we're going to go down 2 gears for turn 5, the right-hander. Then we're going to work our way down to the hairpin of turn 6. As this is quite a difficult corner because you want to get a late apex, so you have to really brake late, and it does feel unnatural because you feel like you're going to go straight into the gravel, but you just manage to grip up the tyres, and then you power your way to the Schumacher S's. Now we're at the Schumacher S's. In this car you can take lots of curb. You can sometimes spin out of them, but I took that risk all the time, especially because I felt pretty confident where I was 2.5 seconds up on my teammate LS Fish. Down 2 gears for this corner, you want to make sure you just hit that curve for a little bit of extra rotation, and this long right-hander to the back straight, you don't really want to shift down any gears, otherwise it's just going to cost you momentum. Now on this back straight, you've got a little bit of a kink to deal with, but you're mainly thinking about your braking point going into the hairpin, as this is where a lot of time is gained or lost during the lap, and you want to get down to around about second gear, and you see those blue ribbons, that's your track limits in Forza, and when it goes orange, that means you're still within the track limits, so we pretty much just get within the track limits. As around the final corner, we do go down to second after staying third for quite a long time, but it's now onto the back straight, and it's going to be a 2-minute 4.527, which is pretty quick. I mean, considering no one else really did a 4 clean at all in the whole weekend, being 5/10 faster than pretty much everyone else, well, not bad. But we're going to go around the final corner, and the Fish actually did get overtaken by Frisch at one point, but he managed to do some great defending and overtaking to get back up to that position. But it is going to be a win for us, and we're now only 4 points back from Hayden in the championship. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and this has been Carbon signing off.